Sportball guy. I'm here. I'm back. Once again by myself. What we're going to be talking about is the NBA. It is starting tonight with the very first game. I think there's two games tonight, actually. So I'm going to do an NBA preview, basically predict who I think is going to win each division. There's three divisions in each conference, so six divisions, and also predict who I think is going to win the NBA title and who I think is going to win the MVP. So, I don't really follow the NBA as much as I used to. It's kind of boring to watch, honestly. I feel like it's kind of boring. More of a college basketball fan, but I think this could be a good show, though. I mean, I'm probably gonna be 100% wrong. Might get every division wrong. Actually, out of five, I'm gonna say I could get five of them wrong. Um, I had no idea what the divisions were actually called, by the way, and also I had no idea how stacked some of these divisions were. Like basically, three or four of these divisions are just all four or five teams in the division are playoff teams. It's kind of crazy, honestly, but I can kind of see why the NBA wants so many teams in the playoffs. Basically, if you include the play-in, 20 out of the 30 teams make the playoffs. That's 66% of the teams, which is unbelievable. Honestly, that's kind of crazy. But here we go. I'm going to try to predict the winners of each division. And I'm going to give you the order in which I think they're going to finish also. And I'll start with the East. I'll start with the Atlantic Division. Again, I had no idea that this was called the Atlantic Division. But here's the teams. Boston, Brooklyn, the Knicks, Philadelphia, and Toronto. So those are the five teams. Obviously, Boston, Jason Tatum's going to be out for this year. They got rid of a lot of pieces, brought in a lot of new pieces. Philly, who really knows about them? The Knicks, coming off of a great year last year, returned pretty much every piece, I believe. So there you go. And that's going to be my pick to win the Atlantic. I think the Knicks finish first place in the Atlantic. I think second place is going to be Toronto. Why Toronto? I have no idea. I just feel like they're a steady team. They don't really have too many problems. They're always pretty decent. Like, I never really remember the Raptors being really bad, except for probably that one year when they got Bargnani with the number one pick. Probably the only time they've ever really been a bad team. Third place, I'm going to take Philadelphia. I think Philly finishes third. Eventually they have to blow that team up. Eventually they have to just trade Embiid and whoever else is even on the team now. I don't know. Did they check out Paul George? Yeah, Philadelphia, third place. And I really just say that because I think the bottom two teams are going to be pretty bad. I think Boston is going to be really bad. I think they're more in rebuild mode this year. Basically try to get a good draft pick and build off of that. And last place is Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn could be one of the worst teams in the NBA. I probably cannot name you one Brooklyn player, actually. So, they do got Drake Powell from North Carolina. So there you go. But yeah, I think Brooklyn probably finishes last in that division. So I got the Knicks winning the Atlantic. Let's move on to the Central Division. Here's the five teams in the Central: the Bulls, Cleveland, Detroit, Indiana, and Milwaukee. Obviously, Indiana coming off of a finals appearance last year. Tyrese Halliburton tore his ACL in Game 7. So he's going to be out this year. So you can probably go ahead and count Indiana out in that division. This division, I actually feel like this division is pretty tough. But I'm going to go Detroit. I think Detroit wins that division. I think they were a steady team last year. They got a lot of young players that are really good. They're moving in the right direction. And I just think maybe they just find a way to squeeze by and take first place. I think Milwaukee gets second, obviously getting rid of Dame Lillard. Lillard also going to be out this year with an ACL tear, but I think Milwaukee finishes second. Giannis, still one of the top five players in the NBA. Cleveland, I think, finishes third. I know they had the number one seed last year in the East. I don't think they're that good. I think they have a lot of weird pieces. I don't know if their pieces really – I just don't think they're that great. So I'm going to pick them to finish third. Fourth, I'm going to pick Chicago. Even though I do like some of the Chicago players, I just don't think that they're a good team. And for some reason, they just – since Jordan left, they just can't win. So I'm picking them to finish fourth. That means Indiana, I think, finishes fifth. They lost Siakam. Obviously, like I said, Halliburton's out. Or did they have Siakam? I'm not sure they had Siakam. Yeah, so I think he's gone. Who's the other big guy? Miles Turner. They lost Miles Turner for sure. So Yeah, Indiana, I think is going to be last in that division, and honestly, that's fine. So you got Boston and Indiana basically rebuilding, basically going out there a top draft pick. Things could get interesting a couple of years from now when Halliburton's back to 100%. They get a couple young pieces with some good draft picks. Boston, same way. You know, Jason Tatum coming back. Jaylen Brown still there. You know, all of a sudden, maybe they get a couple good draft picks. They get those guys. So in a couple of years, those two teams could be right back at the top. Might not take them long at all. But I got Detroit winning the Central. Let's move on to the third division in the East, the Southeast. It's Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Washington, and my Charlotte Hornets. Not going to do like I did in the NFL where I picked my favorite team basically to make the Super Bowl. I'm not doing that with the Hornets. But in the Southeast, I'm taking Orlando to win that division. I know they played. Did they make the playoffs? They did make the playoffs last year. I just think this is probably the weakest division, I feel like, in the NBA. But I think Orlando does win that division. I think, again, they got a lot of young pieces that play really well. And, yeah, I think they play the best team ball. Second place, I'm taking Miami. They still got a couple of good pieces down there. I actually think they got a couple of really good pieces. I think they have one of the best coaches in the NBA. Obviously, one of the best front offices in the NBA. So it's hard to bet against Miami. So I'm taking Miami second. Third place, I'm taking Atlanta with Trae Young. I know some people get really high up on Atlanta. Not me. I'm taking them to finish third. Fourth place, I'm taking Charlotte. Charlotte Hornets finishing fourth. I just don't see Charlotte ever really getting over that hump. LaMelo Ball, I wish that they would trade him, honestly. Like, I don't think that they can win with him. And if you notice, like, some of these teams that are at the bottom, like Brooklyn, Chicago, you know, Charlotte, even the fifth place team that I'm taking, Washington, who, you know, is going to be bad again. You know, these teams are always bad because I feel like they just don't draft well. They don't really sign good players. Like they just don't want to get better. It's because they don't know what they're doing. Like NBA, out of all the major sports, well, out of baseball, basketball, and football, you get the teams that can improve super quickly because of the draft. Baseball, you see some teams improve, some teams don't because they don't like to spend the money. But basketball, it's there for them to get better if they want. It's just you got to know what you're doing with the draft. And all these teams, it just feels like they don't know what to do with their draft. They take all these players based off of potential and doesn't lead nowhere. So there you go. The three divisions in the East, I have the New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, or Orlando Magic. We're going to move on to the West Coast Conference now, or Western Conference, sorry. And we're going to start off with the Northwest Division, which is Denver, Minnesota, Portland, OKC, and Utah. Again, I mean, the top three teams in this division, you can almost, I feel like, maybe almost flip a coin to see who wins. But OKC, the defending champions, you got to take them to win the division. They return like every player. You got Alexander, SGA, you got Chet Holmgren, you got some of the best players in the league on the same team. Denver Nuggets. How do you bet against Jokic? I'm taking them to finish second. So you got OKC, Denver. I think that's the top two teams. And honestly, that's probably the top two teams for the next couple of years. Third place, I'm going to take Minnesota. It's insane that Minnesota's going to be a third place team in this division. I think that they got a really good team. Anthony Edwards is amazing. I think he's not quite at his prime yet, but man, they can keep these good pieces around him. It's going to be fun to watch. Fourth place, I'm going to take Utah. I just don't know if they got enough really to contend in this division. And Portland's going to finish fifth. Does Portland have anything? I have no idea. Fill me in, people. Fill me in. I don't even know what Portland has. They got a lot of problems going on in the city. That's about all I know. Let's move on to the Pacific Division. Golden State, the Clippers, the Lakers, Phoenix, and Sacramento. Honestly, that's almost the order that I picked. I'm going to take Golden State to win that division. Why? I have no idea. I just believe Steph Curry has one more run in him. I really do. I think he's got one more run. And Draymond can get it together one more time. Jimmy Butler deserves another good run. So I'm going to take Golden State to win that division. I still think Steve Kerr's a great coach as well. Second place, I'm going to take the Clippers. I know they're old. Kawhi Leonard's going through some problems maybe with his contract. Who really knows? But I think they found a way to finish second. That means LeBron and Luka finish third. Kind of crazy that I'm saying that a team with Luka finishes third. But I don't know if LeBron has what it takes to make it through another season. And outside of those two, I really think that team just sucks. So I'm taking the Lakers finish third. Kings can finish fourth. I mean, who really? Again, like they have some pieces, but it's the Kings. They haven't been good since they got screwed out of the finals against the Lakers there from the early 2000s. And then fifth place, I'm taking Phoenix. Devin Booker. Sorry, buddy, but your team is probably trash. Y'all did get rid of Kevin Durant, so congrats on that. But yeah, so I'm taking Golden State to win that division. We're gonna move on to the Southwest now. You got New Orleans, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Memphis. This is where I get a little crazy, but I think San Antonio wins the division. Man, it's been a while since they won, and I think that they're due. So I'm taking San Antonio. Taking Houston second. I know a lot of people are really high on Houston because they did get Kevin Durant. They got a couple of good young pieces, but I don't know. I just don't believe in them. I don't believe in Kevin Durant. I don't believe in Houston. And like I said, I just think it's San Antonio's time. So San Antonio and Houston on top two. Third, I'm taking Memphis. I just think that's about where they are. I think with Ja Morant, I think they're like a third place team. Fourth, Dallas. Dallas actually has a lot of good pieces, I feel like. They just had the number one pick. I actually feel like they have a lot of good pieces, but I don't think they're quite ready to win yet. So, and plus a lot of them are hurt. So, fourth place for them. Fifth place, I'm taking New Orleans. I mean, that's just where they are. It's just where they always are. That's what they do. So, my three division winners in the West are OKC, Golden State, and San Antonio. My six division winners overall: the Knicks, Detroit, Orlando, OKC, Golden State, and San Antonio. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my MVP for the season. I'm taking Wemby. Victor Wembanyama. I think he's just going to go and win his first MVP. His first are probably like 10 throughout his career. I think I think he is going to be the best player in the league. And I think it's time that he goes ahead and makes that official. Now I'm going to do my Eastern Conference Finals, my Western Conference Finals. Eastern Conference, I get the Knicks beating Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Knicks finally return to the finals for the first time in 27 years. 99 was the last time they made it. So, yeah, I think the Knicks beat Milwaukee in the finals of the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, I'm going to go a little bit of an upset here. Why? I don't know. I just feel like we haven't had a repeat winner in the NBA in a while. Let's keep it that way. So I'm going to go Denver over OKC in the Western Conference. I don't know, man. Maybe I just don't believe in OKC. Maybe I'm a little bit of a hater. Maybe I like what their general manager does. I like what their front office does. Their on-court stuff, I'm just not a really big fan of, whereas I kind of really like watching Denver play. And Jokic is the best player in the NBA. So I'm going to take Denver over OKC in the Western Conference. That means my finals is the Knicks and the Nuggets. New York versus Denver. I'm taking New York. I'm taking New York to win. The Knicks win their first title in, 3 generations. That's my pick to win the NBA this year. The Knicks over the Nuggets in the finals. And yeah, that's my predictions for this NBA season. Tell me how wrong I am. Please comment. We'll see at the end of the year how wrong I am. I guarantee I'm going to be wrong. I'm probably, like I said, every division, probably on both finals picks, probably wrong on my MVP thing as well. But oh well. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Sportball guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Podcast Hell on YouTube. Thank you all, and we'll check you later.